Call. Drops back. Airs it out. Wants a deep shot. Great deflection. Going up top is Micaiah Peterson. Able to knock that one away. Any better or no? Call under center. As you mentioned, Tom, another strong drive for the Falcons. Still feels weird to call you Tom, I'm not going to lie.
That's fine. I understand.
We'll see what they go up for on this one. Call. Clean pocket, all day to throw. Gets it to Kalama on the edge. Kalama breaks a tackle, gets a few more out of it. It's another first down for the Falcons.
Really good throw and catch there. You hit it on the head, though, JT. I mean, just a tremendous amount of time for him. You give him that much time, he's going to march down the field.
It's one of the best offensive lines in the state. It's one of the reasons the transition from Hillstead to Call has been so smooth. Starting this one from the 10 now. It's Falcons team that love to play up-tempo, get to the line as soon as they can, try to get those free 5 yards, and then, if not, wait and calls to run their offense. Call. Waits, steps up, scrambles ahead for a short gain of 5.
Probably had more time than he thought right there. Could have waited a little longer for receiver there, but nonetheless, you can't blame the kid. I mean, he still got 3 yards on a tight scramble there, and they live another day rather than throw an interception.
So 2nd and 7 with 8:30 to go in our first quarter here. Falcons offense looks strong as ever, and this is a Falcons offense as well that didn't have a stellar start last week. They were trailing big versus Lone Peak. Only scored 3 points in that first half. Opportunity here to well exceed that total if they can cash it in. Call decided to keep it, getting to the outside. Call has the edge. Touchdown, Falcons.
Wow, what a great RPO he did there. Held that ball in the running back just long enough, sucked that defensive end in, quickly around the edge, touchdown, Skyridge.
Call looking like McKay Hillstead showing off the speed there, able to score the first touchdown of the night. And this is something we saw for Pleasant Grove last week. American Fork able to drive all the way down the field, score a touchdown on their first one. We'll see how Stafari and this Vikings team responds when they come back out. But first, wait on the PAT. And it's good. Falcons take the early 7-0 lead on KSL Sports Rewind. Back here inside Pleasant Grove High School, where the Falcons wasted no time. Trent Call crossed the goal line, got his team the early score, and the Vikings in need of response now.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty methodical drive there by Skyridge. Very impressed with their short passing game. Took advantages of the outside when they had it, and then a great play by Call at the end there. So time for Pleasant Grove to respond. They're going to get their chance here. They got their quarterback back, so let's see what happens.
Blake back to return it for the Vikings. Instead, going to try to take it out. Actually, it goes overhead. So it'll be a touchback.
It goes into the end zone for a touchback. First down,
For the Vikings, as you mentioned, tough sledding last week, weren't able to score. And as you even mentioned as well, only 7 points in their last – how many was it again, you said?
They scored 21 in their last 3 games.
Yeah.
So, but now with Staffieri, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Staffieri back. He's thrown 17 touchdowns this year before he got hurt. So, obviously, he's key to what they want to do. They're going to need a lot of them tonight.
Tough task with this Falcons defense out there. Guys like Smith Snowden, Tassilia Kana, some of the best players in the state. Staffieri, quick throw to the outside, is caught. Tackle made right away by Saxton Higsby, but first the reception hauled in by Micaiah Peterson.
Great. I love that play call. You get a quick stop route about 5 yards down the field. Try to get your quarterback, who hasn't played in a few weeks, try to get him comfortable, back in the swing of things, take your time. And so really good play there. I like that by PG.
Yeah, seen both offenses do that now, try to get their quarterbacks settled in quickly. Vikings are going to start with, once again go with no backs. C5 out wide on 2nd and 3. Staffieri looks left. Hauled in on the short route. That time it's Bronco Winterton with the reception.
Yeah, nice play there. Open across the middle. Little short there. Oh, no, they got the first down. I guess I didn't know if he got it, but looks like they gave it to him. So a really good first down there is just what PG needed. They didn't need a 3 and out. So that was big right there.
And that's what they had a lot of last week, and it's nice to see them get on the right side of things, as you talked about. And this is a Vikings offense that can put up points. You know, to start the season, lost their first game in a tough one to Fremont, but from there, it was really good. Lost their first game to Farmington in that first one. Skyridge was the one who beat Fremont, actually. But then after that, you look what this offense did. 42, 47, 58 points in a 3-game span. A productive day indeed. Staffieri gets it quick to the outside once again, and another nice gain for the Vikings.
Another great RPO there. Held it. Keep those linebackers up close. Sneak that wide receiver right in behind him. And a really nice gain. It's going to be 2nd and 2, JT. I like what I'm seeing so far.
And this is a team led by head coach Taylor Walkenhorst that only won 1 game last year. Already well exceeded that with the 5-3 record. Still, it's had his tough loss to Lone Peak to open region play. Then got a win with Westlake. Despite Staffieri getting knocked out of that game early, still held on for the win. Then last week fall to American Fork and have to get an opportunity to get a monumental upset here. Staffieri gets it to the outside. And that ball was actually punched out, but a great job jumping back on top of it by the Vikings. Heads-up play and a fantastic job by the Falcons jarring that one loose.
Yeah, it was great tackle. Knocked him loose on the bubble screen. It was enough for the first down, so they still move the chains, and lucky to be there to recover the fumble.
It was Cannon Harris on the reception, but Cale McCoy, who had the awareness to jump back on top of that ball and keep this one alive, because the last thing you want to do is fall behind 2 touchdowns to this Falcons team, and we've seen a lot of teams fall behind in that regard. But pick it up from the 40, go to the ground for the first time today. Falcons stop them for a minimal gain.
Yeah, not a lot open there. You still need to run the ball, though. I'm glad they're doing it. You got to keep them honest. The defensive linemen have to think. You got to make them think on the snap of the ball. You can't just pass every down. So got to keep running it.
Jaden Wright with the carry there. And Jaden Wright, as well as I'll mention Castle, both those guys had production on the ground for this team last week. They just fell behind early. It felt like they needed to throw so much, which isn't really this team's game, at least with Nick Staffieri out of the lineup as we see him drop back once again with 5:12 to go in our first quarter. Bring the motion man across once again. They'll go to him over the middle, and it's hauled in for a first down. Makes one man miss, makes 2. A great reception and run by Sean Cottle.
What a nice play there. They brought him in motion towards the ball. It cleared out the entire middle. Little slant across the middle. Broke a tackle and a big gain there. Really nice play. I like that. I'll be anxious to see if they come back to that play later when they bring him in motion.
And this is one of the best defensive lines in the state. The Falcons are loaded in both sides of the trenches, so you know you got to get the ball out quickly, right? And that's exactly what they've done so far.
Exactly. It's good coaching. He's doing a good job. He realizes can't sit back there and wait. So you go with 5 wide. You make him think about it. I like it.
Staffieri, pressure comes. Once again gets it to the outside, and another first down for Cannon Hale.
Came into the game here, JT, with my stats here, that with 52 catches on the year and 5 TDs. So obviously he's a favorite receiver here for the PG quarterbacks.
Yeah. Nick Staffieri doing a great job getting everyone involved early, and the tempo is working for this Vikings offense a little bit as well.
You like when I throw the stats out? You like that?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to throw them out once in a while at you.
Brought to you by the iPhone.
Thank you for iPhone. And Max Preps.
Max Preps.
Yep.
Max Preps always comes in clutch. So now under 4 remaining. Both teams have had a strong offensive drive here early. See if the Vikings will be able to punch this one in. Steffieri going to drop back. They'll bring the pressure up the middle. Steffieri able to find an open man, and it's another first down. That time for Hale once again.
He ran a little in-out pass. It looked like a route. Looked like he was going to come inside. He turned back outside, totally froze the D-back. Wide open right there. Another great delivery. And arching down the field. First down.
Steffieri has this offense moving. I mean, if they were able to get this production last week, they might have been able to beat American Fork. So impressive to see them doing this against one of the state's best defenses. Because this is a Skyridge defense that they only gave up 27 points in their first 5 games of the season. Or excuse me, just all their non-region games this year. So an incredible feat. And Steffieri going to be dropped that time. Coming in is Caleb Yentz.
Really good blitz there on the outside. They took that end and knocked him down towards the tackle. You bring that guy off the end, there's nobody there. The running back took off, so really good play call there on first down. Now puts him in a 2nd and 14, for 2nd and 15. So, they got their work cut out for them. But, again, they've been successful with these 5 to 7 yard passes. Look forward to seeing them do it again right here.
So 2:40 remaining, and man, what a drive it's been for the Vikings to open things up. But the first negative play of this drive could put that in jeopardy. Not surprising to see Steffieri alone in the backfield again.
Let's look at number 5 here inside on the top there, and let's see what happens on this route.
Steffieri looks all the way to the right, gets it over for the reception to McCoy.
Minimal gain, couple of yards there, brings up a 3rd and probably 12 here. So big play here. Now, depending upon their field goal kicker situation, they could be in 4-down territory here, JT. I don't know how good their kicker is, but the coaches are probably thinking about that since you're on that 26-yard line. Do you have a kicker that can kick plus 40 yards? I guess we'll find out, depending upon what happens here.
Yes, Sione Westover, the man who made that last tackle, one of the best players on this Skyridge defense at that outside linebacker position. Going to see Wright flanking Steffieri this time with just under 2 minutes remaining. 3rd down and 13 to go for the Vikings. Just rush 3. Steffieri has some time, wants it to the outside. It is almost intercepted. Getting his hands on it was Colin Sheffield.
Boy, what a great play by Sheffield. The quarterback would want that ball back, but nonetheless, it was a heck of a play. He was open a little bit there, would have had to drop it over him, and hell of a play by that kid there from Skyridge, number 5. Really impressed with that. Now it looks like, back to that decision I was telling you about, do you go for it, do you not? Looks like they're going to go for it here.
Makes sense when you get this field position. It's going to be 4th and 13. They've made up good yardage on the day. They've had passes go for over 13 on the day, but it's a lot here. Do you expect the Falcons to bring more than 3 this time?
It wouldn't surprise me if they brought one extra guy here, but it's so far that they feel like they probably can get a rush here with 4 guys.
Steffieri, and we're going to see a timeout from the Vikings. They're going to want to take a little bit more time and talk this one over. And, speaking of talking things over, I want to take an opportunity and tell you guys about a great opportunity. You guys can earn a 1-year MBA with WGU, and WGU offers an education that is attainable and affordable and full of support. Do you expect to see the offense come back out here? It didn't really look like they were trying to get anyone to jump off sides there.
No, I think the coach just wants more time to think about it. Again, if you're looking at like a 43-yard field goal right now, if they were going to try it. Number 10 still out there, so I expect them to continue to go for it.
Yeah, Steffieri in the offense coming back out, as you mentioned. And
actually,
Steffieri's going to hold it.
He's going to hold it. It looks like the kicker's out there. So we're looking at a 43-yard field goal, JT.
It looks like Jackson Lawrence on to attempt it. This is a Falcons team that field goals are one of the reasons they were down early. Ian Sanchez for Lone Peak made 2 from over 50 last week, so they're used to giving up some field goals. You mentioned this one from 43 out. Lawrence. And it's bobbled. Steffieri going to have to throw it up into a ton of traffic. It's bobbled up, and then it's intercepted. Falcons have it.
Well, it looked like couldn't tell if it was a bad snap or he just bobbled it, but nonetheless had the fire drill going on, and it was picked off there.
Yeah,
Skyridge coaches would have preferred he knocked it down.
Yes.
So they could have had the ball up here.
A little better field position, but what kind of high schooler doesn't want the interception in the stat line?
He got the interception, so good for him. So just really unfortunate for PG to march literally down almost the entire field, get one sack they can't recover from, and now they get the ball back to Skyridge.
See if their defense can tighten up and stop the Falcons here after Steffieri did such a great job moving them down the field that last drive. Brady Beers was the one who picked it off for the Falcons, and that'll bring Trent Call and Tate Walker back out.
The two deep safeties there for PG, you see.
Fake it to Walker, hauled in once again by Davis, who's been an early target for Call. It's his third reception already of the game.
And again, you're watching. If you're going to play those safeties that deep, that 5-6 yard stop is going to be open every single play. So they're slowly going to keep creeping them up, and then they're going to try to take a shot deep on them. So we'll see what happens here as it plays along.
Just over a minute remaining in our first quarter, 7-0. The Falcons still hold the lead. Once again, trying to get some movement up front, see if they get the easy 5. Instead, they'll look over to Coach Hem, get the play. Call. Little bit of time, but man in his face, aired it out to the sideline, just a little too tall for his intended target in Davis.
Yeah, really good coverage there. Made it a really difficult pass. He threw it a little high. You kind of knew that since the guy was covered, a perfect pass. Might not have even completed it. So good decision by the QB there. Live another day. It's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. So still got a good chance.
Bronco Winterton in coverage. I said this last week. One of the best names you will find, Bronco Winterton in high school.
You got to love Bronco. It reminds me of Bronco Nagurski, who played for the Gophers, Minnesota Gophers, about 100 years ago.
With the deep reference. 3rd and 3. Blitz comes up the middle. Falcons pick it up. Try to get it to the outside. Call just misses Walker.
Really good blitz. PG brought the heat, had to make a quick decision. Didn't make the pass he wanted to. I'm not sure if he even completed it. They would have got the first down. So really impressed with PG, that defensive stop.
Yeah, good coverage on the outside, in coverage, defending Walker there. And, you know, obviously Vikings, you want to punch it in and get points, but because you're able to hold up strong the defensive stand and at least moved it this far over, going to have an opportunity to get set up with nice field goal position here depending on this punt. It was a low snap, getting it away. Nice kick. Get it about 40 yards. Moose Bingham would be happy with that one, so fair catch is called for. And we're going to see the Vikings offense come back out, and, man, it was really smooth sailing until that negative play.
Well, no doubt about it. But you know what? They come back out with confidence now, feeling good about it. You got a couple of plays here before the end of the quarter. You get the ball at your 47-yard line. Yep. You got to get some points this drive.
Talked about this Falcons defense early. They've been really strong all year. The same game they lost McKay Hillstead, also lost Elijah Terdapaia. And Terdapaia is a guy as well who's really strong for them, an inside linebacker. So tough game to lose both those 2 star players on this team, but they have a lot of talent. They've been able to make it up. We'll see what they can do here. Steffieri. It's intercepted, picked off by Sheffield. Sheffield, he's going to have it. Crosses the 20, across the 10, one man to beat. Sheffield is in. Touchdown Falcons on the pick 6.
Wow, what a play. You know, he had 2 receivers down here with only 1 D-back, and he saw it. So sure enough, he suckered him into it, JT.
Yes. You saw it as well, pre-snap.
Yep, I saw it. I pointed it out to you, and he just dropped right back. He threw it right to Sheffield. Great pick 6 there by Skyridge.
Great play indeed. Sorry I didn't pick up on the signal. I was still just all hung up on the fact that I got Terdapaia right.
Yeah, no, that was impressive. You can handle that one. I'd struggle there. But nonetheless, just a great play there. And those are game changers.
Game changers indeed. 14-0. Falcons lead it. We'll see if the Vikings can come back and get back into it when we return on KSL Sports Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Back here inside Pleasant Grove High School, and It's been a fun, explosive game so far. Trent Call already ran one in, and then the pick six by Sheffield makes it even more exciting. And, it's hard to top the start of this game as well, as we literally had a helicopter land on midfield.
How cool is that? They brought the Vikings out of the helicopter.
Yes.
Did a flyby. I mean, this is impressive. So, all right, PG, come on. Now, here's your chance. You need to put together another good drive.
Starts on this return. Instead, they're going to go onside, but it's hauled in. Good job by the Vikings getting it. Wait, the Falcons are still saying they might have it. Looked like the Vikings for sure got under it. We're waiting for a signal.
We need a signal
There's
from
a fight
one of the
going
officials. It initially was PG that fell on it, but Skyridge gets it.
Falcons football. How about that? Wow, an aggressive call from Coach Lehman and his team, and it's going to bring the offense back onto the field.
Now, you can do that when you're up 14-0, and you know you have a good defense. And you can take those types of chances that he just took to do a little pooch kick, because they would have given him the ball again at the 47-yard line. So it looked like the kid from PG kind of fell on it, but then it squirted out. Skyridge has it, and PG really needs to hold him here.
We were heading for a 7-7 game, and then just 2 plays later, 14-0 with the Falcons back on the offensive. Call. Gives it to Walker. Walker reverses it to Kalama. Kalama breaks 2 tackles. Kalama nearly broke the third. About as exciting as a 3-yard gain as you're going to see.
Love the play call there on the toss and the reverse. And there were 2 guys there. He split them, made a nice move. He was a little trip away from maybe breaking it.
Going to be the end of the first quarter on that one. Good job by Winterton, limiting Kalama to the short game. But the Falcons are going to come back out. That's a fired-up Skyridge sideline, and we'll see if they're able to extend their lead when we come back on KSL Sports Rewind.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Welcome back inside to Pleasant Grove High School, where JT Wistersill and my father, Tom Wistersill, back on the field. And Tom, what a first quarter that was.
It was a wild first quarter, JT. Again, just like you said before we left, we were heading to 7-7, and then boom, boom, all of a sudden 14-0, and Skyridge gets the ball back on the little, I'll call it a little pooch onside kick. Really executed well. So PG needs to get it's 2nd down and 8 here. They need to stop.
See if they can get it here. See a lot of bodies around the box. Basically a bare front. Going to give it to Walker again. Walker charges ahead. Little bit of a hole. Hits it before he's met by the Vikings. Nice gain on 2nd down.
Good push by the line. They had the PGD line about 3 yards downfield. So he was 3-4 yards before he even got touched.
Seen a lot of shotgun early as well. The Falcons.
I'm wondering,
what do you think of that?
Can we? Is anybody going to run the I formation under center? Can we see some option out of that? I mean, is everybody 5 wide, 4 wide? JT, is that what we got now?
You sound like an old man on a rocket.
Old man, come on.
Falcons offense 3rd and 4. They've ran it twice on the ground, or once on the ground.
Bunch formation
actually.
At the top here. So
yes.
No, with the motion.
Give it to Walker. Actually, it's kept. Kalama's got it. Kalama spins back, tries to fight ahead. He's going to be dropped just short of the 1st down, but a nice shifty spin to get him within distance at least.
Yeah, really good play there. 4th and a couple of feet. 4th and 1, it looks like. So they're obviously going for it.
Hey, you want to see some big boy football. Brought an extra offensive lineman coming on the field, as well as the heavier back for this team.
That's your dream, JT.
Yes,
that was your dream as a former offensive lineman, wasn't it? To be that guy.
Yes. Carter Sheffield in the backfield now. Did they get him to jump? Oh, they went on the hard count, and I think they got the Vikings.
I think they did too. Darn it! You know what? It's always. You always feel bad for the young man that's over the ball and is so excited, going to stop, and then he jumps. So tough go there for PG. Now they're on their heels and they need a big play. They don't want to fall behind 21-0.
So it feels like all the major plays of the day have gone the Falcons' way here early with 10:38 remaining. We'll pick this one up once again. Fake the run, get it to the outside. Kalama wide open. Kalama across the 20, makes a move before he's brought down by my man, Bronco Winterton.
And that's why you run the RPO right there, because it freezes that linebacker who has coverage on that inside receiver. He stays right there, watches. By the time he runs back, the guy's already 5 yards ahead of him. Big gain. That's why you keep running that RPO right there.
Leads to frustration and confusion. You threw your hands up, wondering where everyone was on the outside there.
Well, that's right. And then I noticed that the linebacker got stuck there. So, again, like I said before, PG's needs to make a play or somebody we need a sack, an interception, something.
Call. Gives it to Walker straight ahead. Nice tackle made for a short gain on that one. Flying in for the Vikings on that stop was Trevon Gates.
Nice job by the interior line to hold their space right there, not give up. They ran it right up the gut on him, and so nice play there by PG.
Correction, actually, Trevon Gates was the one who came in there to get the stop. 2nd and 8 from the 13. Falcons taking their time, no need to rush. And this was a Vikings defense that American Fork scored on their first drive of the game, and then they scored on the first play of the second quarter. Didn't score again till the third, and that was just a field goal as well. So they tightened up after that, but as you mentioned, tough sledding for them here. Give it to Sheffield. They actually throw it outside to Kalama, but an inaccurate throw leads to nothing. And they had something going on the outside there.
They did have a nice play there, kind of an outside screen there, a little bubble with the RP off the RPO action. They might come back to that. He just rushed to the throw. If he'd have taken his time, they had plenty of blockers out here. Nonetheless, here we are, 3rd and 8. Big play here for PG. You got to hold him to a field goal.
You mentioned 3rd and 8 with 9:23 to go. Could even see the offense come back on the field again. It all just depends. Call with time, wants it deep, throws it up. Was that caught? It was! Touchdown Falcons. What a reception.
What a play there. You know, what he did was a little stop and go on the outside, a little pump fake on the out. He beats his defender into the corner. Great throw and catch.
Valdez hauled it in and brought it back behind his head almost as well. Make sure he could secure it. What a play by Valdez. And
I hope
Falcons,
one of the TV cameras from Salt Lake City was here to catch that in the corner, because that would be a heck of a play to see on TV.
Well, could be hashtag Rewind Top 5 as well. Make it over for Dane and Dusty to take a look at as well this week. Kick is good, and that means Skyridge has a 21-0 lead.
I think we should have that as a play of the week.
We'll see if it makes the top 5. Keep it to KSL Sports Rewind, and keep it here if you want to see how this one plays out.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Falcons rolling early. It's 21-0, but the score does not indicate how this game has kind of played out so far.
No, I mean, you know, PG had a really good first drive. Then, unfortunately, the turnover, and then the onside kick, and so it's just kind of snowballed. But you know what, JT? Skyridge is one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the state. Yes. They make these types of breaks happen. That's what the best teams do. And so really impressed with their execution so far. A lot of talent over there at Skyridge.
A lot of talent indeed. We'll see if a big return can jumpstart the Vikings offense here, as Skyridge does look to send this one deep. And for the touchback, we'll bring back out the Vikings offense. And you mentioned it, Nick Steffieri, such a great first drive, but then just that back-breaking interception. What did you see on that interception?
Well, what happened in the interception was the guy, what was his name that returned it for the touchdown? Sheffield?
Yes.
Sheffield. He was sitting right on the tight end, and he made eye contact, and then right on the snap, he backpedaled right into the flat. Steffieri never saw him, threw it right to him. Great little cat and mouse game there he played.
Indeed it was. Start this one from the 20 with 9:15 to go. See if Steffieri can settle back in. Rolls to the right, waiting, throws it, tries to get to the sideline. No one there, so we'll just throw it away. And Stephieri was leveled, and that's going to be a flag. He's still down, thankfully able to get up, but
yeah, we had a little roughing the passer there. I like the rollout. Like, get away from the pressure. There wasn't anybody open. He threw it away. Late hit by Skyridge. Personal foul, 15 yards, and an automatic first down. That's the breaks that PG needs right there, JT.
Indeed it is. So get the nice movement going. The first penalty that's really hurt the Falcons so far on the game as well, as we'll charge it ahead.
My guy Hale needs to get some catches here. Let's look for number 5 again. Here, going to be an inside receiver typically, and now they'll make some adjustments and they'll bring a linebacker over by him. So let's see, he's inside up top there. Going to have a corner head up on him with a little safety help. So let's see. Got single coverage down here at the bottom.
Give it to the inside and buried right away. Falcons all over it, doing a great job flying in and making the play there was Deshaun Toilolo.
Well, I think he just flat out beat his guy. I think his guy whiffed on him, and he was back there not much after the running back got the ball. So tough go. Again, long. Here we go. 2nd and 14, not where PG wants to be. And so now the Skyridge line could put their ears back and come after him a little bit. So let's see what they can dial up here for the Vikings.
See the versatile Toilolo now playing the one technique, basically. Stephieri, blitz comes through, it's picked up, has to throw it off his back foot, and Hale just has to knock it away because, once again, the coverage outstanding that time by Higbee.
Really good coverage there. Nobody open, had to get rid of it. So now we set up 3rd and 14, another difficult situation for PG. At this point, JT, they don't really need the blitz because they're getting pressure with 4. Mm-hmm. So, what does that mean? That means you can cover the receivers pretty well.
Coverage has been strong on the outside, as you mentioned, was really those quick passes early, but hard to go to those when you do fall behind the chains. So 3rd and 14.
Safeties are split here, so I think you look for something up the middle. Middle's pretty open right now. There's your motion right there. Middle's still pretty open here.
Blitz comes to the right side, gets right through Stephieri, but they set up the screen. Hauled in, green grass in front of him, charging ahead, and getting the first down is Sean Cottle.
Great play. Clear that side with the motion. Run the inside screen here. Good blocking. Really good job by the offensive line of PG. First down, Vikings.
Nice when the defense does exactly what you want as well. Break the pressure. The extra man coming in left it wide open. Huge gain for the Vikings, and man, did they need that.
Boy, they needed it really badly here. Get a little confidence, get a little swagger. I mean, they need it here. They got to just continue to move the ball and hold on to it. So, see what happens.
From the 46. Stephieri rolling out to the right once again. Got some time, waiting. Wants it down the sideline, but just too high.
Yep. He was open over there, and just a tough throw on the run there. Would have been a first down, though.
They'll come back, regroup, try to get the yardage made up once again. And it has been interesting. I think it's really the respect they have for this defensive front of the Falcons that they haven't tried to run it more because they've had some success running it, as I talked about, but they're riding Stephieri here early.
Yeah, they are, and like I said earlier in the first quarter, you still have to run the ball or it's too easy for the defensive line. So, maybe they run here. Wouldn't be surprised if they did. Again, you got to keep those guys at least thinking run once in a while.
Stephieri, pressure's brought once again, picked up at the moment, and another catch made, and a nice tackle as well. But good job hauling that one in by Cale McCoy.
Great throw, great catch right there. Sets up a 3rd and 5. Gives them an opportunity right there to hold on to the ball here. So big play for PG. Boy, they need to hold this ball and keep this drive alive.
Credit this Vikings offensive line. They've done a good job. This is a D-line and just even a linebacker core that's loaded with guys who are going to be playing at the next level. The Vikings have hung in there tough.
It's good to see. And, credit to them. They're excited to have their QB back this week, and they want to protect him. So here we go. Big play here.
3rd and 5 from the 49. Stephieri pitches it. It's caught by Wright. Wright running ahead. Wright tripped up short. What a tackle made for the Falcons.
Oh, he wants that back. He so wants to come back and make that to come back inside rather than outside there. He would have made it if he'd have gone. 4th down, tough decision for coach here. Looks like he's keeping the quarterback in, and you're down 3 touchdowns. You got the ball 4th and 2. then you got to go for it, don't you, JT?
I feel the same way. Want to shout out Brady Beers as well. What a tackle on that last one. Just reaching the arm out enough. It's the exact kind of arm tackle you need in that situation. Able to bring him down.
Let's see if they can draw them off sides like what happened on the other side here.
Good point. 4th and 2 with just over 6 remaining. Steffieri going to give it, and they'll go up the gut. The charge, Ian Mariner, and the Falcons have him for the stop. And a flag comes in. We'll see what that is, but at the moment, Falcons got the stand.
It was a post-play foul. Whistles had blown. Flag came out late. Be interested to see if it started before the whistle. He obviously did not make the first down. My guess is it's still going to be Skyridge ball, but they might be pushing him back 15 yards if it goes against Skyridge. So let's see what happens here. So we got a face mask against Skyridge. Yep. So it was during the play then. 15-yard first down. So they needed help. We talked about that, and they got it. 2 plays they've gotten help on this drive. 2 personal fouls against Skyridge has kept it alive. PG's got to take advantage.
Races a great play by Ian Mariner as well, the nose tackle for the Falcons, who blew that one up instantly. But instead, Vikings will keep it going from the 13th.
I don't think I'd run the ball right at him.
Yeah.
I think he's hard to move.
You say that about almost everyone on that defensive line, but Mariner especially, one of the best D tackles in the state, in phenomenal condition as well. He's out there nearly every snap, which is hard for a lot of guys to do. Vikings, they're all out of sorts. Coach Walkenhorst gonna burn a timeout on that one. And while we have another opportunity, I want to tell you guys about Western Governors University, one of the best in the business, doing a great job giving you guys a quality education. And with Western Governors University as well, you can always trust them. Earn a 1-year MBA with WGU, and WGU offers an education that is attainable, affordable, and full of support. Once again, thank you to Western Governors University. Do you like using the timeout there to kind of get back in, settle down, and not overreact to getting the first down?
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 left. You got 6 minutes left till halftime. It gives yourself some time to talk and talk to your coaches a little bit. Just get the players some water. We're just going to settle down. And to him, he's thinking, let's use 6 minutes to score this touchdown and go in at halftime here. So be interested to see as he comes out here. You and I talked about it before. He hasn't run the ball much. It's hard against Skyridge, as everybody in the state finds out. It's hard to run the ball against them. But nonetheless, I still want to keep him a little honest. So we'll see what happens. But he also might just be keeping the running back in there to help with protection as well.
So pick this one up from the 32, 1st and 10. Last time they were down in this range, it resulted in a turnover for Steffieri, who also holds on field goals, had to try to make something out of nothing on the broken play. Steffieri goes a quick throw to the outside. They're loading up, going to launch it deep. Doesn't see the ball at the moment, but fantastic coverage on the back end by Sheffield. Stayed with him all the way.
Now, you would have thought that Skyridge knew that play was coming, the way that Sheffield played that.
Yep.
They brought, that was the running back, right? Was coming out of there?
Actually McCoy.
Okay, that was McCoy. Okay, gotcha.
Your guy.
Yeah, coming out, and so he just, a great play by Sheffield there to stay with him on the double pass by PG.
McCoy just did the Kyler Murray to DeAndre Hopkins last year as well. He didn't even look. He just chucked that up there and just barely overshot him as well. Nearly hauled in, but as you mentioned, great coverage by Sheffield. Steffieri alone in the backfield this time. Just a 3-man rush, but it's still pressure gets in his face. He throws it high, and it's picked off. Falcons with another turnover, their 3rd interception of the game.
Well, again, the pressure's on Steffieri. He got rid of it. He couldn't follow through. Ball's going to sail on him, right? And it did. Went over his receiver and the defender, right to the waiting safety there, who made a really nice catch. Another turnover is not what PG needed. First down, Skyridge.
Jace Doman with the interception. Early on this drive, they were in a 3rd and long situation because of the pressure and the tackle for loss made by Deshaun Toilolo. Toilolo, the one who broke through there at the top of your screen on the left side and forced that errant and high throw by Steffieri. So Falcons come back out. Opportunity to really blow this game open now, 28-0. And Vikings defense going to have to stand strong. Forced a punt the last time they were out there. We'll see if they can do so once again. Instead, it's a huge run for Sheffield up the middle. That one time, it's Carter Sheffield.
How about that? So Sheffield guys are having a nice day. Just a nice run right up the middle. Again, bring all that action towards us. Run it back up the middle. Easy 4 or 5 yards there on first down.
Bronco Winterton in on the stop call, making the calls, changing the play up. .5:20 remaining here on 2nd and 6. Call drops back with time, has a man open to the outside. It's hauled in. Kalama running down the sideline with a great stiff arm. Kalama crossing the 30. One man has a chance to catch him. He won't be able to. Kalama for the long touchdown for the Falcons.
Wow, JT, that was a heck of a play there. Ran him right out of the backfield, and he rolled around and, right out of the backfield. Quick pass by Call. Beat the one guy at about midfield. Got rid of him, shucked him off. Boom, touchdown Skyridge.
Actually, Carter Sheffield who hauled that one in, as you mentioned, out of the backfield. Difficult thing with these Skyridge numbers a couple times, but a great play by Sheffield. Got to imagine, being the power back he is, it's one of the longer receptions and touchdowns of his career here.
Well, the Sheffield family's putting on quite a show here tonight, JT. Yes. I'll tell you that much.
Got an interception and a touchdown catch there between them, and that's 28-0. Falcons well in front.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
Back inside Pleasant Grove High School. First of 2 great nights of high school football action. We'll have it all here for you on KSL Sports Rewind.
Beautiful night here, looking out the valley here at Utah Lake. A wonderful night for high school football. It's about 60 degrees right now, no wind. Wow, JT, what do you think? You want to get out there with some pads on? Would you want to?
I mean, I would be down.
You got some plays left in you or not?
Everybody's got a little bit of juice, right? This one, going to be another touchback.
I got 2 plays left in.
You got 2 plays?
I got 2.
What would they be? What would the 2 plays be?
Well, I could throw the ball about 30 yards.
Okay.
That's about as far. And
you could get it 30 still?
I think I could throw it 30.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then other than that, I think if I had a guy in front of me, I could at least get my hands on him to block him for about 2 seconds. After that, I'm done. Where's the concession stand?
You just want to taste the contact, and then you get settled back in on the
I want the concession stand with some M&Ms and a Diet Coke. Where are we at after that?
Vikings offense makes their way back on the field now, 28-0.
Still got 5 minutes.
Still 5 minutes. Okay. And get the ball to start the second half, I'll mention as well. So
good point.
Could turn this one around at least a little bit for a lot of time. We'll see if they can get something going here. Steffieri gives it to right. Makes a couple miss for a solid game. Once again, brought down by Toilolo.
Good job by the line opening up a nice big hole there. Get 4 yards on first down. So nice start to the drive.
Actually, Mason Anderson, the inside linebacker, on the stop that time. One of the ones who stepped up in the action of Elijah Terdapaia.
So with Skyridge in a nickel package every down, they're able to help take away some of those really short passes with safety help up top. So if you can get pressure on them with only 4, makes it really hard.
Steffieri drops back, has his man open to the outside, but you know who else saw it all the way? Was the Falcons. Great stop on that one by Sheffield again.
Hale with the nice catch. And, they got a couple of yards there, but now brings up 3rd and 5. Got to figure out how to get something over the middle here. Again, that's where it's going to be open. Get right behind those linebackers. Hopefully find a spot here for a receiver.
McCoy's been his guy a lot today. We'll see if he goes to him on 3rd and 5 with just under 4 remaining. Falcons show pressure. They only bring 3. Steffieri going to step up in the pocket. He's going to try to run for it. Charges ahead, dives forward. He's got the first.
Great play there by him. Recognized there was no one open, just tucked it and went. Knew how far he needed to get. He knew he had to get across the 30. He dove and made it. Really good play there.
Good Good job by Steffieri, as you mentioned, able to move the chains. You know, credit to Steffieri as well. He's got to jog back and forth each time to the sideline. And look, as you mentioned earlier, I'm a former offensive lineman, so that's a lot of running for my taste. I just prefer in between the whistle running. That's the kind I like.
Yeah, that sounds like what the offensive linemen do. I always preferred when they'd run a receiver in every other play so that you could just whisper it in my ear when I was playing QB. So we'll see. Here we go. They got 3 minutes left here to go about 70 yards.
Steffieri drops back again. This time 5-man pressure brought, but gets it to the outside. The reception is made by Matyra Brown.
Good. Love to. Now they're going to have to hustle up a little bit, right? You got 2:50 left.
Only one timeout, too.
Yeah, only one timeout. You still got 65 yards to go. So they're going to need to be on the hop here. I also think at some point, JT, you got to take a shot down the field.
Yep.
You know.
Tried to do that last drive on the trick play.
You're right. Yep.
But we'll need to do so again here. It'll be interesting to see as well as this team starts to go up tempo. Don't expect to see Steffieri running over to the side every single play. With 2:30 remaining in this one, ball on the 36. Long way to go to the end zone. See man coverage on the outside. 5-man pressure once again. And that one nearly intercepted. But flags come flying in at the end. Looked like a great play by the Falcons. We'll see what the officials think of this one.
Yeah, I'll be anxious to see. There was a bunch happening here. Pass interference against Skyridge is what it's going to be. So that will really help them. Got there too early. Yep, a little too much, little contact beforehand, and so that helps. It stops the clock, which is great, and gives them some yardage here. 2:13 left. You know, they're still going to have about 50 yards to go. So 40, to the 49. So PG should be on the ball here, ready to go when the official blows it.
Steffieri in this offense with another nice gift from the Skyridge defense, and that one was close as well. It looked like to me he got there just in the right time, but the official's eye a little bit early.
The official was 5 feet from it, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Steffieri with 2:13 left. Brought motion across. It worked for them earlier. Steffieri going to do a great job stepping up, makes a cut back to the inside, and goes down to avoid the contact.
Nobody really open there, so you got second down left. Just at about 2 minutes right now. We're crossing. They're 46 yards away from some points. So going to have to be on the hustle a little bit here.
Yeah, as you mentioned, interesting to see Steffieri running over to the sideline. Coach Walkenhorst calls the plays. Got to imagine he has back in high school for me, it was called a NASCAR package where it's go, go, go. We'll see if they try to apply that here, and they're going to have to get going 1:30 and still 46 yards till you get to that end zone.
Yep, need a big play here at some point.
Pressure comes. It's picked up for the moment. Steffieri just going to try to get it quick to the outside. And if you're going to get a minimal gain, might as well get out of bounds. They're able to do just that.
Yes, they did. Looks like it's going to bring up like 3rd and 1. But they are moving the ball here. Got to get a first down right here. You can stop the clock on the first down and then, regroup. But big play right here.
3rd and short, empty backfield. Could be 4-down territory. We've seen him go with it multiple times today. Steffieri just rush 3. Steffieri waiting. Pressure breaks through from Mariner. Tries to get it out. Rifles it into the ground. It's going to be 4th and 1.
They did a really good job taking away his primary receiver right across the middle there. And so he had flushed him out of the pocket. Had a tough play to make. Didn't make a great throw, but nonetheless, at least live another day. It's 4th down. You can go for it and get a yard here, and hopefully then take a few shots down the field. 1:20 left, 4th and 1.
So Nick Steffieri, the senior quarterback, biggest play of the game to this point for this Vikings offense. 4th and 1 with 1:20 remaining. They're going to get the ball to start the second half, so an opportunity to cut this lead if they can move the chains here. Just a 4-man rush, wide open to the outside, but it's intercepted! What a play made by who else? Sheffield, another interception, his 2nd of the game.
Ran a little, we're going to run the running back out for a little swing pass. Sheffield sniffed it right out. He instead of coming as hard as he could, he kind of slowed down a little bit, and he jumped up and threw it right to him. Looked like T.J. Watt right there, JT.
There's your Steelers reference, and absolutely what a play by Sheffield. My eyes, as soon as Steffieri let go of the ball, went to right. Because he was so open, as you mentioned it. So what a play by Sheffield.
Steffieri had it. He kind of relaxed and throw a soft little pass out there because he was so open. He would have got the first down, maybe another 10 or 15 yards. Instead, turnover. And now Skyridge gets a minute 15 to try to put more points on the board.
Skyridge has all 3 timeouts as well. The 4th interception by this Falcons defense.
How many more Sheffields are there in the family? Do they have like 4 others that are going to play? They're all over the field on both sides of the ball.
Carter and Colin getting it done here early. Tate Walker came in, and we're going to see, I believe, a delay of game penalty as the Falcons took a lot of time. Call looked to be very confused even right now.
Yeah, delay of game, tough situation there. The play clocks are not working here today at PG. We saw them working on them earlier, and so that makes it really hard for the coaches and players on that. So as you can imagine, the Skyridge coach is not very happy with that call. He's giving the official a little bit of his mind there, but nonetheless, here we go.
Coach Lehman not pleased with that one, so we'll start it from the 50 now, truly. Crawl, nice pocket, all day to throw. Kalama wide open in the middle of the field. La'a Kalama crosses it, holds it out in front of him. Another Falcons touchdown as he flips the ball, and the arms go crazy as the Falcons faithful take a 34-0 lead.
Wow, was he open? He delayed long enough there. The safeties went outside, left the middle wide open. Nice little throw and catch. He could have walked into the end zone. Really well run play there by Skyridge.
See, I was just a touchdown call ahead last time when I was talking about Kalama.
Yeah, you did a good job. You were foreshadowing, JT.
Sheffield, Kalama, Falcons all getting it done here. We saw Call rush in the first one. Valdez hauled in a touchdown earlier, a great jump ball. He was able to win, and with that PAT, it is 35-0 with still a minute remaining in our first half here from Pleasant Grove High on KSL Sports Rewind.
Bird Homes is a Utah-founded community builder and a proud sponsor of Skyridge football. Bird Homes not only builds commercial and multifamily buildings, they build and support Utah communities. Bird Homes builds for you. Go Falcons.
It has been all Falcons here at Pleasant Grove High. The Sheffield's getting it done. Call, Mariner, pretty much everyone's made a big play. Toy Lolo to stand out, and all of that, and the busted coverage led to the Kalama score that makes this one 35-0 Falcons. If you're the Vikings, are you still going to try to be aggressive here with a minute left?
You know what? I'm down 35-0.
Yeah.
I'm going to be aggressive. What am I holding back for, right? So, it looks like we're going to get it at the 20-yard line. We're going to make some plays. I'd love to. Steffieri's had a rough first half, right? He's made some good plays, but he's also had some not so good plays. So we're just about building confidence. Maybe not so much even for the second half as we are next week and the week after. Get him back in the mode. Get him just completing passes and feeling good about himself.
Stats will show 4 interceptions. The first one, not on him. Broken play. Just had to make something out of nothing as well. But, the other one's just tough deliveries. And even the last one, I'll say, to me, that was more amazing play by Sheffield than anything else, because there's not a lot of players in the state who that close to the ball being delivered could make that catch. Steffieri picks it up from the 20, rolls out to the right, once again waiting, trying to buy time, takes a shot downfield, has a man, but just overshoots his intended target in Will Frankham.
Ran the slant out there, and luckily, he didn't. The D-back didn't bite as much as they would have hoped. Would have had to be a perfect pass, just overthrew him there. So now we're looking at second down with 58 seconds. I think you try it again. I think you're doing that. I think if it gets to third down, maybe then you run the ball. At fourth down, you let the clock run out. But I think again you're still about building confidence right now. That's the key.
58 seconds left in this one. 3 timeouts for the Falcons, too. They might want to keep their foot on the gas pedal. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. Outside pressure comes. Steffieri has to get rid of it quickly. He's able to do so, but there to make the tackle is Mason. So Mason Anderson with the stop. Clock runs. 40 seconds left. Falcons not burning a timeout, so it looks like they're content with their 35-point lead, which makes sense.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do here. I'm just third down. You're going to try to get it, but you certainly don't really want to punt it back to them. here with only 28, 27 seconds left here as we're counting down.
Going to get the ball to start the second half as well. Steffieri just going to give it to Wright. Wright charges ahead. Wright actually has the first down, but with only 11 seconds remaining, I don't think we're going to see another play in this one. Clock even runs right now, and I think Coach Walkenhorst even told Steffieri, hey, we're good. So they're going to head into the locker room. Started out so promising for the Vikings after the Falcons drove down, had an opportunity, but then the one negative play really set them all back from there. And now it's a 35-0 game. Dad, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, you know, I'm really impressed with Skyridge and their talent level across the board. Made some big plays. The Sheffield family should be very proud of their two sons. And obviously it wasn't just those two. They just had some really big plays. Didn't let they gave some yardage to PG early, and then after that created turnovers, and all of a sudden it snowballed and got ugly kind of quick.
Falcons playing lights out here early. We'll see if they can keep it going in the second half when we return on KSL Sports Rewind. Also, one update, longer halftime tonight. We're going to have a 20-minute halftime, so we'll keep the action still, show you a little bit of it at halftime. Some of the performances from, I believe the band is going to go out there, show up. But once again, your score 35-0. Falcons well in command at Pleasant Grove High School on KSL Sports Rewind. Back here inside Pleasant Grove High School, where the Falcons have been rolling early, 35-0 our score, with the third quarter set to get underway. JT Wistersill and the former La Crosse Central High School quarterback Tom Wistersill joining me on the call.
Good to be here, JT. We had an interesting first half. Our guy Chase has done a great job over there, making sure everything's working on the camera. PG gets the ball to start the second half, and they need some points, JT, against. Let me look it up here. My deep research shows. Here's my stat of the night.
Deep hours in the stat lab
of the
for
night.
Tom Wistersill.
Skyridge is the 61st ranked team in the country, according to Max Preps. Ooh. Lehigh is 44th in the country.
Yep.
Corner Canyon 55, Skyridge 61, Timpview 66. Those four made the top 100 in the country. We're watching the 61st best team in the country, up 35-0 at half.
Pretty good. And they've looked like it early, right? We're going to talk about it. Going through, it's just some of the first half action so far. It's been one of the many things has been the turnovers so far. This Falcons defense has hit 4 turnovers so far, and I know the biggest one for you is the play early, as he's just been doing an outstanding job at linebacker by Colin Sheffield.
I guess it's 4 turnovers, but you could count the onside kick as a 5th.
That's true.
Since it gave him the ball right there at midfield, basically.
It's been a great night so far for the Falcons on this Thursday night kickoff. And we'll see how this one plays out here as it sails into the end zone for the touchback. Recapping that first half action for a little bit. The drive started for the game started with a drive going on the 20 for the Falcons. Trent Cole marched the offense all the way down the field, then on the RPO, went to the right and scored it with ease. Then Nick Steffieri and this Vikings offense moved the ball really well early. Got all the way down, but then one negative play put them behind the chains, and then just an errand kind of field goal. We couldn't tell if it was a snap or the hold, but forced Steffieri to throw his first interception of the day. See, for the first time today, you wanted 2 backs back there. You got it.
I like it. I like the 2-back set. Maybe it's for protection. We'll see.
Instead, they go to the ground. It was the lead blocker, and then Wright was the one who got it. Falcons drop him for the short run.
Well, you get 3-4 yards there. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
And that's our guy once again.
4 yards.
Yeah, 4 yards. Colin Sheffield once again came in to make the play. And, as I was talking about, Vikings drive all the way down the field, then stall on the interception, but then they hold the Falcons. They forced them to punt 3 and out, but unfortunately on the first play after the punt, Steffieri threw a critical interception to Sheffield, and Sheffield took it back. That made it 14-0, and since it has been all Skyridge, we'll see what they can do here as they continue to try to limit this Vikings offense. 11:06 to go. Blitz comes. It's picked up. Steffieri's got time. Pressure breaks out, and he's dropped. The big man, Ian Mariner, with a sack.
Like you said, they brought that extra guy. Little confusion there amongst the offensive line. Would have been nice to see him just throw the ball away right there and take 3rd and 5 instead. It would have been 2nd and 5 instead. 3rd and 5. Now 3rd and 14, and puts them in another pickle. So tough to come back from that, but I'll tell you what, again, Skyridge, they're sneaky on those blitzes, and then with one-on-one matchups, they're going to win a lot of those.
Yeah, Mariner, one of the toughest D tackles in the state. That the offensive line of the Vikings did an outstanding job early, but against this Falcons defensive line, gives up a critical sack to make it 3rd and 14, as you mentioned. Ball on the 16. You're going to bring another outside blitz. Steffieri forced out of the pocket. He's just going to end up waiting, and that ball was punched out. He's lucky it went out of bounds.
Well, he was being chased by a bunch of guys there. He's a little slow to get up. Wasn't much fun. Got that a plethora of players chasing him there from Skyridge. Now they're forced to punt.
So Caleb Yentz, the one who came in for the strip sack. Well, yeah, it looks like it was a sack still, so just behind that first down kind of yardage. Steffieri was waiting as long as he could, but couldn't get far enough. See Kalama back as well as Walker. Kalama's to return one to the house this year. We know he's an explosive returner. See if the Falcons can continue to kickstart what's been a phenomenal day for their offense. See if they carry that momentum into the second half as Kalama bobbled it, and then jumped on top of it. He's able to get on it, and that's one there where if the Vikings kind of gave up on it, eased back, if someone would have been there, might have been a turnover.
Could have had a chance there. JT, let's give some shout-outs.
Shout-outs.
Among the thousands and thousands of watchers and listeners today, certainly a lot here in Utah that care deeply about these two programs and our friends in Murray that I know are watching. But think about our folks in Minnesota that are watching this game. Fun to listen to your play-by-play and this career that's just going to take off as a broadcaster. Shout out to all those friends and family out there enjoying our call tonight.
Glad I slipped you a 20 before the call to say that. Call takes a snap, fakes it to Walker, gets it to the outside. Caught by the Falcons, charging ahead, more yardage. What a first down play for the Falcons is Cannon Jensen with the catch and run.
So quick pass. Lyman got out there, found guys to block. Could have broken that. If he'd have bounced that to the outside, I think he takes it all the way to the house. A little more patience there, but nonetheless, got 12, 13 yards there, and they're on the march again.
Falcons wasting no time. Fake it to Walker once again, get it over to Kalama, and Kalama bobbled it. The ball was thrown a little bit low, but still one Kalama would like to come up with.
Yeah, I think he was running before he caught it, and so just didn't happen there. So brings up second down. I think PG actually had that one decently covered. Probably would have only given up 2 or 3 yards there, but incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Hey, while we're on the topic of shout-outs, want to give a quick one to Kelly Wistersill as well. My mom, your wife, the reason we are here, it was her idea. She said, hey, you should ask Dad to do the call. Because of that, we're up here, and appreciate all of you who have tuned in as well. Give it to Walker. Shift. Call held on to that one as long as he could, but eventually gave it to the back.
He did the right thing. He looked right at that defensive end. If the defensive end does not do anything, then you hand the ball off. And that's what he did. The defensive end just stood there and stared right at him. He didn't commit either way. So you give that running back the ball. As soon as he takes a step inside, you keep it and go. And so excellent read right there by the quarterback.
Good job by Tanner Blake, that defensive end as well, who sat and made sure it came inside. 3-man rush handled by the Falcons. Time for call. Who gets it to Jensen over the middle? Jensen dragging the defender with him, has it inside the 10.
Wow. Really nice throw and catch right there. Good route. Hit him right in stride. He got both hands up on the catch and bringing up 1st and goal.
7:40 to go on this one. Started at pick it up from the 7. Already 3 touchdown passes on the day for Trent Call. See if he can make it 4 in a moment, or if they decide to go to Walker on the ground.
He's really looked comfortable back there. Obviously hasn't had a whole lot of pressure, but he's really looked comfortable throwing the ball.
Kalama takes a direct snap. The Wildcat. Kalama cuts it. Kalama crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Falcons.
How about that? A little Wildcat and faked the pitch to the outside. Sets up the blocks on the backside. Nice hole there. He runs in for a touchdown. And they continue to move the ball how they want to.
One of the shiftiest players in the state gets it done, his 2nd score. That one a little more challenging than the one he had to end the half where he was wide open over the middle of the field. But able to cross it, and an opportunity here to make it a 42-0 game. And it's good. 42-0. Falcons in command on KSL Sports Rewind.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
42-0. It has been all Skyridge in this one, and it's just been a great year for the Falcons. You lose McKay Halstead, you think things might get out of hand from there, but even against Timpview, who, as you mentioned, one of the best teams, not just in the state, top 100 in the country, still able to hold on to get a win, and that is what Coach Lehman was kind of talking about pregame, right, when he's speaking to just the strength and totality of this team, especially the guys who have stepped up and come together since McKay went down.
They're so talented at all these positions that even when you bring a quarterback in, you're not asking that backup quarterback to come in and win the game. Just manage the game, don't make mistakes, get the ball to the right places, and, good things are going to happen.
Feels like Call's done a phenomenal job as well. I called his first official start versus Harriman. That was one where he did throw an interception in that game, but a lot of his plays as well he made with his legs. You wouldn't even know he was a receiver to start the season based on how he's played tonight. Sure, ran the one in to begin the game, but since then, he's been dicing them up from the pocket.
No, absolutely. He's thrown 8 touchdowns coming into the game. And as a senior, he was ready to go. Now, you're right. I'll go play wide receiver. I'll just do whatever. I want to play coach. Well, we need you at quarterback. Okay, great. I'm back there, and they haven't seemed to miss a beat. And they'll look forward to what they're hoping is a rematch to Corner Canyon later in the season.
That could very well happen late in the season. It's a Skyridge team that went far last year, made it all the way to the semifinals before they were eliminated. Steffieri, quick throw to the outside, trying to cut it back inside before he's dropped. Man, the Falcons flying to the football on that one. Dropping him was Saxton Higbee.
Yes, came up hard from his safety position there. Love that play, right? It's just a quick hitter, get 3-4 yards. It worked for him earlier. They'll keep creeping up to take that away now, but would love to see PG just be able to sustain a drive here, put some points on the board.
That'd be the goal. Just trying to build momentum for next week as well as postseason. And as we talked about, this is a team that has some good wins. I mentioned this had one win a year ago. The first, you lose to Farmington 19-14, the close one. Then you beat Green Canyon good. But how about this? 47-0 versus Orem. That's a game this team probably doesn't win last year. Steffieri gets it over, and it's called hot for a first down. Nice reception is made over the middle on the diving play by Will Frankham.
Skyridge brought an extra guy. That left the middle open. Nice throw and catch there. First down, PG. Need to string together 3 or 4 more of those, get some points.
Yeah, Frankham with a nice slide and the grab. But as I mentioned, look, 47-0 versus Orem. Coach Sewell's squad, always a tough out. You look forward after that as well. Take on Wasatch, who has a strong offense. That one, 58-20. And Riverton, always a thorn in team sides. Beat them too, 24-21. You lose to Lone Peak, but they're a good team. Give them credit as the short run goes for a minimal gain for the Vikings. But as I mentioned, just Taylor Walkenhorst, his second year with the team. This is a much improved Pleasant Grove team that, even though they face a 42-0 deficit, still has got to be encouraged about the progress they've made as a program in their second season.
Yeah, I think so, and that's what you're looking for as a coach taking over a new program. Obviously, he knew tonight against a team like Skyridge, you couldn't turn the ball over. And unfortunately, they've turned it over a bunch. They're down 42-0.
Yeah. Tough breaks for them.
We're going to say 4.5 turnovers is what we're going to say, JT, because of the onside kick.
Yeah, the onside kick, a gutsy call from Coach Lehman, but it worked. Steffieri got some time, pocket collapses, tries to charge ahead, but then dropped. I believe Deshaun Toilolo was the first one with a hand on him, but just a slew of Falcons in on the stop.
Great job up front there by Skyridge. I'm watching the backfield. They had 4 receivers out in the routes. Not one of them was open. So, again, there wasn't a lot of options for him there. Probably did the right thing to tuck it and go. And so here we bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and 8, and got to find a way to get a first down here.
Hey, quick shout out to someone I just noticed on the field that we haven't mentioned since our pregame. Smith Snowden has been outstanding tonight. Whenever you don't call a guy's name as a corner, he's been lights out. Smith Snowden rarely even been targeted because, as you mentioned, one of the best players in this state. Steffieri, 3rd and 8. Escapes the pocket, rolling, throws it, hauled in. But once again, the Falcons are there to drop McCoy.
Come about 4 yards short there, going to bring in the punt team. Boy, darn it, had some chances there. But nonetheless, really nice play there by the Skyridge defense there to hold him short and bring on the punt team.
Tassilia Khan is a guy who's switched numbers a couple times this season. He's been 15, he's been 45. But I haven't seen him out there tonight, so that's another thing. You're missing one of your best players, and you're still able to hang in there.
You sure he didn't switch to a different number?
He could have switched into a different number, as I mentioned, but more than likely not out there tonight for whatever reason. As Kalama, late fair catch, hauls this one in much easier than he did on the previous one. But, man, what have you thought about this Falcons defense, especially, Colin Sheffield, Carter the one with a touchdown, but Colin with 2 of the most impressive interceptions I've seen all season.
Skyridge is, they're physical enough up front. They're not physically overpowering. They don't look that way, but they're so fast sideline to sideline. They cover so well. They make up for any mistakes. You can see why they're one of the best teams in the state. Defensively, they just don't seem to have a lot of weakness. And then when you give them turnovers and you let the offense on the field a long time, they're really hard to beat. So you can see why, again, they're one of the top 3-4 teams in the state.
One unit that is physically imposing, that Falcons offensive line. They go back to work right here. They'll pull 2 guys as they get it to Kalama on the outside. Kalama tries to make another man miss, breaks the Bronco Winterton tackle before he's pushed out of bounds.
I think preseason. Correct me if I'm wrong, JT. You had Skyridge number 1?
I did
overall preseason,
yes.
Right? So, so the loss to Corner Canyon dropped them out of the top spot, I assume?
They did to Corner Canyon, but it's one of those things it's with an asterisk, right? You don't have McKay Hillstead, so one of those things that'll be interesting to see if McKay is able to come back in time, because obviously they're still what were they ranked, 61st, you said?
Yep. Yeah. 60th, something like that in the country.
60th
yes.
with Trent Collin, who Cole's done a really good job, but he's not committed to go to Utah State and play quarterback.
No, yeah, they're 61st in the country.
RPO, and that one is intercepted by the Vikings. The big play defensively for them. Coming up huge with that interception is the running back, Jaden Wright.
Finally, the big play they were waiting for. We were talking about calm. He'd be not making mistakes. He made a mistake right there. Huge play for PG, just to give them a little positivity, a little momentum here, bring the offense back on the field. Now you got to try to do something with it. You got your first big break of the game.
Get the student section going for one of the few times tonight they've really been able to kind of get that momentum. And look at this, a little I formation.
I formation, it's 1986 all over again.
The glory days.
I love it here. Number 10 at quarterback, the same. Little play action. No, they hand it off.
Steffieri gave it to the outside, eventually dragged down that time, was Wade Christensen. And Christensen, a guy who got a lot of carries last week, haven't seen as much of him tonight as they've been riding right.
No, looks like got about 3 or 4 on that carry. Love to see it, and I'm sure it caught Skyridge a little off guard too that they had a fullback out there leading the way.
Coach Walking Horse offense trying to be a little bit more versatile. It's a fun matchup as well going against a guy in Coach Lehman, who's one of the better head coaches as well as defensive coordinators in the state, and it's been a really nice transition for the Falcons as well, having Justin Hem come over from Brighton, assume the offensive coordinator role. Basically have 2 leaders on this team, each one taking each side of the ball.
That's what you want to see, JT. Good balance among the staff there.
Steffieri's got some time. Pocket breaks down. He'll try to step up before he's dragged down. A little bit of extracurricular with the helmet popping off as well. But the minimal gain for Steffieri. Actually looks like he gained a yard on the scramble.
Again, not a lot of guys open. Plus, those guys are in his face really quickly, and so as we come to near the end of the third quarter here, PG, again, I think going to let this one run out and try to regroup here, find a way. 3rd and 9. It's 2-down territory, right? Let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
He's got 2 plays here to try to get a first down.
A fast and furious third quarter comes to a close. The Falcons able to add one more touchdown in it, leading to a 42-0 score. It's been all Falcons. We'll see if the Vikings are able to punch one in when we return on KSL Sports Rewind.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back inside to KSL Sports Rewind. JT Wistersill, joined by my father, Tom Wistersill, and what's been a fun night. Appreciate the Rewind team for letting this happen. Shout out to Dusty Lister and the rest of the fantastic crew, Dane Stewart, Vince Francis as well, always doing a great job holding it down. And make sure you guys watch the KSL Red Zone show tomorrow night as well. Lots of great action going on across the state, and it's been a fun and crazy game tonight, even with 42-0 when you get 4.5 turnovers.
4.5 helps. 3rd down, big play for PG here. Lions got to give them a little time. Looks like they're coming, right? I mean, you got 5 right up there, ready to roll. So he's thinking about it. They drop back though. Give him some time.
Steffieri wants it all deep. No one home. Great coverage on the back end by the Falcons. One of the guys there is Stefan Terapaya, younger brother of Elijah.
Yeah, I think he kind of threw that one away at the last second. So it's 4th down, 4th and 9. Got to run your best play right here. You got one that you really like. I think, if I'm number 10, I'm looking for Hale, number 5.
Yep.
He's been my go-to guy most of the season, the most catches. And so, got to find a way here. Bringing trips left with him in the middle. So let's see what they do. Essentially got three D-backs here, so somebody's open on the out pattern here.
We'll see if they look over to that side. Steffieri going through his progression, looks to the right, just sends that one high. Going to be a turnover on downs. Falcons take over.
Yeah, he decided to go to the single receiver side, just to overthrew the guy a little bit. He was open, would have taken a perfect pass to get a first down. Unfortunately, didn't happen. Turnover on downs. Here comes Skyridge again.
It's a tough break, and I think it's just this is one thing the Vikings have probably they're just caught off guard early because they did drive it so well, get the interceptions that really turned it around, that got them thinking like Ron Burgundy. Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, I mean, once they fell behind, then I think they felt rushed. They were pressing too much, and that just snowballs the other direction. And here we go.
Last time we saw Trent Call through an interception. Let's see what he does with this one. Faked it. Goes to the outside, hauled in on the reception. Big hit by Winterton, but didn't wrap up, so it's going to be a first down for the Falcons.
Great example right there, JT. It's great to make a hit, but doesn't matter if you don't wrap up and bring the guy to the ground. First down, Skyridge.
It's a nice catch by Valdez as well. Valdez had the first passing touchdown of the game going up top.
Great catch.
Yeah, 50-50 ball, won it. Opportunity to be on Rewind Top 5 as well.
Should be on Rewind Top 5, maybe top 3, I'm going to say. I'll call Dusty and let him know. Should be top 3.
He's got your stamp. Trent Call catches to the outside, cuts it back in. Nice play to at least get a few yards on that one.
Yep. Again, looked like the RPO there. Now he's thinking, darn it, I should have handed it off. Maybe the guy would have got 5 to 7 yards there. But brings up 2nd and 8. Skyridge is off to the races again.
9:50 remaining in this one. And they got him to jump off sides. And while we have a second, I just want to talk a little bit about the Skyridge team, right? Such a great start to the season. I talked about how dominant they were in region. I mean, the one thing these two teams have in common is both dominant wins over Orem. Skyridge beat Orem 54-7 earlier. Mentioned the Timpview game. But then you look in region, get that first game versus Westlake. Look, they were dominant. 62-6 in that one. Talked about the Corner Canyon loss, but that Lone Peak game, this is a Skyridge team that probably should be coming to this one 0-2 in their last 2 games. Down 30-10 in that one, but somehow make a comeback. As Call's going to get dropped for a sack. Good pressure applied by the Vikings. But staying on this, it was an unbelievable game, right? You jump out, you're down 30-20, and then you score 21 unanswered in the fourth quarter. Smith Snowden taking a kick return 96 yards to the house, as well as Tate Walker punching in 2. Just shows the resilience of this team. And Coach Lehman even just mentioned he was proud of his guys for the fight they showed, and because of that, get back on the winning track, and it feels like they got the momentum, and it's definitely carried into tonight.
They're winners, a winning program. They know what to do. 3rd and 4 here, JT, and a big play here. Let's see if PG can come up with a stop.
Pressure comes, Call gets rid of it quickly, but the Vikings are on it. Was that enough for a first? We'll wait for the signal.
It does not look like it. It looks like it's right on the line.
Inches.
So bringing up 4th down. They're calling 4th down. 4th and a foot or 2. It looks like Skyridge is bringing on the punting unit.
Yeah, that was Trevin McClellan on the reception, and if he would have extended the ball, might have had it, but just falls short, and Falcons going to decide to punt this one away, up 42-0.
I agree. No reason not to. You believe in your defense. They haven't given a whole lot up tonight. So punt the ball away, pin them down, see if you can create a turnover.
Low snap, but because of the protection you have all day, you got 3 offensive linemen back as the personal protectors. Going to have basically like a pocket back there for the punter to corral it, as that one bounces out right around the 25.
Yeah, and once he picked it up, he kind of kicked it off to the side, and so it'll be first down PG at about the 25-yard line. And, again, looking for some positive plays here as they come on the field.
We talked about it a little bit. I mentioned it felt like the Skyridge team was the best team. It was the best team in the country as well, and it's been fun watching them go to work tonight. And we are going to have a quarterback change for the Vikings. It's the man who had got the start for them last week. It's Mason Jensen coming out now. Jensen only a sophomore as well. He came in. It was the 3rd play of the game that Steffieri got knocked out versus Westlake. Jensen threw a touchdown pass in that one, helped him get the win. Completes a pass to McCoy on the outside there, but Falcons all over to drop him for the short game. But Jensen, just more experience for the sophomore that Coach Walkenhorst is more than likely going to turn the offense over to next year.
Absolutely. He's played, as you said, he's played enough ball already this year. It's 42-0. Let's give the young guy a chance to get out there, toss the ball around the yard a little bit, build some confidence, and look towards the future.
That's a strong caveman defense he went against as well last week. So factor it in, get a tough caveman defense this week, get a tough Falcons defense. I'm saying you're going against some of the best defenses, honestly, in the country, arguably top 100 in both those units right there. So great opportunity for Jensen to get that experience, as this one's going to be a give. Has to make one cut because the Falcons are all over it. Charges ahead, gets a couple after the initial contact, but still going to be 3rd and short here. Buried his head and got an extra yard or two, brings up 3rd and 1. Really nice run there by the young man. So Christiansen on the carry, 3rd and short. We'll see. This was a run-heavy team last week with Jensen in the game, of course, versus the Cavemen. Instead, we see him come back out once again. I formation. Christiansen is the back. See some reserves in for the Falcons as well. We'll see who comes out on top. There's a lot of bodies in front, but charging ahead is Wright. Wright has the first down, Christiansen on the big cane. Really nice play. Ran a little trap there. That backside guard cleared out the end, opened up a really nice hole, and love to see it. Again, big change for Skyridge now. All of a sudden it's like, okay, now you're going to run the ball. I got to defend it a little differently. But really impressed with that, with the play call. Great play call and really good blocking up front by the big guys. Big first down there, and as you mentioned, a great hole created for Christiansen. Christiansen, younger player as well for this team. He's only a sophomore too, so Jensen and Christiansen, the future of Coach Walkenhorst's team, getting some early run here. Go back to Christiansen. That time Falcons all over it. He's able to gain a couple more once again on the tackle, because initially it looked like swinging him down there was going to be, I don't have a 91 on my roster, so we're just going to say a really good stop by the Falcons front 7. Yeah, backside linebacker there came hard, started to wrap him up, but nonetheless still gather enough yards to at least get 3 there. Brings up 2nd and 7. Looks like a passing situation here for PG, so we'll see how the young man does here. Got no safety help really on the outside. Safety's praying pretty close to the line, anticipating that run, and they are going to give it to Christiansen again, and able to skirt out of it. What an effort by the, and that time it's Wright actually, so they switch back to Wright, so Wright doing a strong job. Couple tough carries by the backs of the Vikings. Yeah, really good run right there. Really bounced off some people, took what looked like it was going to be maybe a 1 or 2 yard loss, turned it into a 5-yard gain, brings up 3rd and 2. 3rd and short. It may not be a close game, but the Viking student section doesn't care about it. They're fired up. Part of the reason for that is T-shirts, but we're going to keep it on the action on the field in this one. See if they can get a tough 3rd down. They got 3rd and short last time. We'll see if they pick it up here. Seffi on the give. Met. Is he charging enough? He looks to have it off the push. We'll see where the refs spot him. What a rush by Wright. Same play. We're going coming the other way where they pull the backside guard, kicks out that end, gets a hole. It looks like it's going to be 4th down and like a foot. Well, that doesn't matter. Would certainly expect a quarterback sneak here out of PG. Just fall forward and get it. I'm a fan of the quarterback sneak on this. In fact, it looks like the middle is somewhat open here. I know the linebackers are coming. Instead, they opt to give it. There's pressure there, but instead getting through and punching it for a 1st down. Good job by the Vikings. Vikings team as well looking to not be shut out here. This is Skyridge defense that shut teams out 3 times on the season, while the Vikings on the season have only been shut out once actually. Last week is the first time they got shut out. I want to give a shout out to Bryce Paulson and Ray Griffin, 2 of the offensive linemen from PG on the left side of the line there. They made that play a 1st down. They pushed their guys back far enough. Always good to give the Hogs a little love, JT. Fantastic effort by the big men up front, as you highlighted, Tom. Tom, appreciate you joining us as well. Didn't know if we're going to see Dom up in the booth tonight. No Dom, it's just Tom. Jensen dropping back, has a man open, but well played by the Falcons. Yeah, defensive end over there, 91. He didn't bite, so he was right in his grill as he turned from on the bootleg play, and nonetheless marched forward. So brings up 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8 here, and after you got a chance to watch this Falcons team, do you feel like they deserve that 60th ranking?
Well, I'll tell you what, like I told you, I am really impressed defensively with their team speed. When you have a shutdown corner like that, like you said, you never mention him.
We've said his name like 3 times.
And then offensively, they do enough things. They're explosive enough. Yes, I can certainly see why they're a top 100 team in the country.
They'll give it to the outside. Makes a man miss, does Christiansen. For dragged down by the Falcons. We have just over 2 minutes remaining in this one. This is a Skyridge team next week. They got American Fork on deck. That's going to be a fun one to see. On the other hand, this is a Pleasant Grove team that's going to take on, I believe next week they have Westlake, but actually Pleasant Grove already beat Westlake. So next week they'll be taking on.
You think about it here. It's 3rd down and 5. There we go. We're handing it off again. Get to the outside.
Christiansen charging ahead.
Got a first down. Stops the clock. We got 1:40 left. Hoping can PG get some points here? Take a shot down the field and see what they can do.
They got some time, and they do have some time still remaining. 1:25 left in this one.
All right, first down here. We're on the 33-yard line here. PG content to hand the ball off. He still was able to bounce it outside. It went nowhere, and somehow he turned a 4-yard loss into a 1-yard loss.
Big Sky Commish getting some run at play-by-play while I had a chance to look up my deep in the stat lab like you pregame. Corner Canyon taking on Pleasant Grove next week.
Tough 2-game stretch for PG.
I mean, 3 games if you're going back to the American Fork one as well.
Yep.
That's just this Region 3 gauntlet is so tough. It's like last year I saw a Westlake team didn't win a game in region play, and then what do? They go up to Roy and get an upset first round of the playoffs.
Crazy.
So I think this Vikings team is going to be capable of doing that as well. We talked about a couple of those interceptions from Steffieri were caused by the talent of the Falcons.
Yep.
Christiansen once again charging ahead, brought down, and that looks like it's going to be the final play of the game. Actually, it won't be. See some flags coming in. Great height on that toss as well from our official.
You know, there hasn't been many penalties tonight, JT. Maybe 3 or 4 the whole game.
Clean game.
And so a really clean game. And, so good to see that in the players. We have a personal foul. Targeting is a contact to the head. 15 yards on that penalty. And, Coach, I want you to take a shot in the end zone here. There's 25 seconds left. Give your team a chance to score a touchdown. There's 20 seconds left. You're starting the clock. Here we go. Come on.
Like you mentioned, starting the clock. A little bit of time left. Still have their timeouts, but don't expect them to use them here. Steffieri drops back, fakes it. He's going to take an end zone shot. Goes deep. Has a man open. And it's incomplete. He bobbled it.
Oh. I love the play call. I love the fact they took the chance. Must have juggled it and hit the ground. Unfortunate. If the pass could have been just a little further, he walks in. Now, the good thing is there's 5 seconds left. They're
running the clock because it's a 40-point game.
Running the clock. That's right. I forgot. Running clock, so the game is over. JT, it was awesome doing this for you tonight, buddy. So proud of you. So fun to do this. Father, son, I'll come be your guy anytime. Give me a call.
Appreciate you filling in, Dad. Huge shout out to the Rewind team once again for letting this happen. It was a fun one tonight. It was one where, look, the Falcons were incredible. I think if we had to give a game ball, it'd probably go to Carter Sheffield. For
the Sheffield family. Let's
Carter,
just give it to the Sheffield parents.
Yes.
Because their 2 sons dominated this game. Let's just call it what it was. Skyridge is great and easily one of the best teams in the state. But the 2 Sheffield boys had one hell of a game.
Colin even leading the team in the handshake line as well, so credit to Colin Sheffield, 2 of the best interceptions you'll see. Dominant performance by the Falcons. Trent Call, unbelievable. And that'll do it here from Pleasant Grove High, 42-0. Huge shout out to our cameraman Chase for holding it down and moving everything around all night as we dealt with some of the craziness. We thank you for tuning in to KSL Sports Rewind. For Tom Wistersill, I'm JT Wistersill. Have a great night.